Explanation of the poem. My Mother at 66 is a deeply emotional and introspective poem by Kamala Das that captures a daughter's poignant realization of her mother's aging and mortality. Written in free verse, the poem unfolds as a single, continuous sentence reflecting the unbroken flow of the poet's thoughts and emotions. It juxtaposes the vibrancy of life with the inevitability of death, exploring themes of love, loss, and the human struggle to confront the passage of time. Context and setting. The poem begins with the poet driving from her parents' home to Cochin on a Friday morning. Her mother, aged 66, is seated beside her in a car. This mundane journey becomes the backdrop for the profound emotional experience. As the poet observes her mother dozing, she is struck by her frail appearance, her face ashen like that of a corpse. This stark imagery immediately introduces the theme of mortality as the poet confronts the reality of her mother's aging and the looming possibility of her death. The realization is painful, evoking a deep ache tied to her childhood fear of losing her mother. Contrast between life and death. To cope with this distressing thought, the poet deliberately shifts her attention to the world outside the car window. She notices young trees sprinting and merry children spilling out of their homes. These images are vibrant and full of life, symbolizing youth, energy, and the forward rush of the existence. The sprinting trees, an illusion created by the car's motion, represent the dynamism of nature and youth, while the children's joy signifies innocence and vitality. These lively scenes stand in sharp contrast to the poet's mother's lifeless appearance, intensifying the poet's awareness of the transient nature of life. This juxtaposition underscores the poem's central tension, the coexistence of life's vibrancy and the inevitability of decay. The airport scene. The poem shifts to the airport where, after the security check, the poet looks at her mother again, standing a few yards away. Her mother's face appears wan, pale as a late winter's moon, a powerful simile that evokes fragility and fading vitality. The late winter's moon is dim, cold, and nearing the end of its cycle, mirroring the mother's advanced age and declining health. This image deepens the poet's sense of loss and rekindles her old familiar ache, the childhood fear of separation or losing her mother. The repetition of this fear emphasizes its universality and timelessness as it connects the poet's present emotions to her past. The poet's response. Despite the overwhelming pain, the poet chooses not to express her grief openly. Instead, she offers her mother parting words filled with hope. See you soon, Amma. These words are an attempt to reassure both her mother and herself, clinging to the possibility of future meetings. The poem concludes with the poet's repeated action. All I did was smile and smile and smile. This force to smile is a facade masking her inner turmoil. It reflects her effort to maintain composure and project optimism, even as she grapples with the fear of a permanent separation. The repetition of a smile underscores the strain of this pretense, highlighting the emotional complexity of the moment. Themes. Aging and mortality. The poem confronts the natural process of aging and the inevitability of death. The mother's frail appearance forces the poet to acknowledge her mortality, evoking a universal human experience. Mother daughter bond. The poem is rooted in the deep emotional connection between the poet and her mother. The poet's pen stems from her love and fear of losing this bond. Life versus death. The vibrant imagery of trees and children contrasts with the mother's lifelessness, highlighting the tension between life's energy and its eventual end. Suppression of emotions. The poet's forced smile and hopeful words reflect the societal expectation to conceal grief and maintain optimism, even in the face of profound sorrow. Imagery and symbolism. A scene like that of a corpse, this simile introduces the theme of death, emphasizing the mother's physical decline and the poet's shock at her frailty. Young trees sprinting. The personification of trees as sprinting symbolizes youth and vitality, contrasting with the mother's stillness. Merry children spilling out of their homes. The children represent life's exuberance, intensifying the poet's awareness of her mother's fading vitality. Late winter's moon. This simile captures the mother's pale, fragile state, evoking the end of a cycle that the approach of death. The smile. The poet's repeated smile symbolizes her attempt to suppress her pain and project hope, masking her inner conflict. And structure and style, read it yourself. These sections are for you to read yourself, and emotional impact and then conclusion. So, My Mother at 66 is a moving exploration of a human condition, capturing the pain of witnessing a loved one's decline and the struggle to reconcile with mortality. Through its vivid contrasts of poignant imagery and understated emotions, the poem invites readers to reflect on their own relationships and the fleeting nature of life. Kamala Das' lyrical style and emotional honesty make this poem a timeless reflection on love and loss.